Hey guys, KRSid here's another review. This time I'll be reviewing the GozyuWolf Wild Power-Up Set from number 1 Sentai Gozyuger. This is a bundle pack containing both the power-up ring and weapon of GozyuWolf's power-up form. This set includes a few things: the Orca Booster 50/50, 3 Sentai rings, and 3 alternate ring parts. Now, to address why things are looking a little bit different this time, essentially, due to some complications, I am staying in a different place for the month of August, and even though I did upload some videos previously this month, those were filmed last month, I just took a little bit to get them uploaded. And so this and one more video are going to be in this setup, and then after that it's going to be back to my previous apartment next month. So, with all that said, let's get started. First up, we'll take a look at the included Sentai rings, starting from the left, with the Wild GozyuWolf Sentai ring. This is the power-up ring for GozyuWolf, and just taking a look at it, starting from the front, you can see in the middle of the face of Wild GozyuWolf, as well as this gold ring around it, and this little part which serves as a hinge, which we'll get into later. Although, to me, the way it's set up does kind of make it resemble a medal that you'd win in like a race or in the military or something like that. Now, where it gets awkward is if we look at it from this angle. You see that due to all the gimmicks and electronics, is a much bulkier Sentai ring than normal. But you can see that the base body is made out of clear white plastic. Now the ring part down here, which of course can be swapped out for the larger size. And this whole piece also can slide off to reveal the battery cover. It already has batteries included. As you can see inside, it's 2 bun cells. Though interestingly, there's no pull tab, so it's ready to play right out of the box. So this has a couple of gimmicks. One is that by pressing this button here on the bottom, a pair of wings will spring out and the face will light up. And that's going to be closed back in. And the second is that, like I said, this part can flip up to become a scope, and then you can see the full face in here. Second, we have the Tega Sword Akatsky Sentai ring. So this is used for the combination between the Orca Booster 50/50 and the Tega Sword. You can see it's done in this nice metallic red color with this clear yellow crest and a clear orange visor. Now, unlike other mecha or robo Sentai rings, this has no transformation gimmick, so it just kind of comes as is. You can see this little port up top, which we'll get to later. You have the ring part here in the back, and this is, similarly to how we have our first ring with a clear red ring part. In this case, this one has a dark silver ring part, which is unique to this ring so far. And then third, as a pack-in bonus for this set, we get the Gozyuger Sentai ring power-up version. So for this, we can see the year 2095. Number 50, the Gozyuger symbol, and for the default setting we have GozyuWolf with the Tega Sword and the Wild GozyuWolf Sentai ring set in. Then we rotate the ring, and get a picture of Wild GozyuWolf and the Orca Booster 50/50. Next, we'll test our Sentai rings with the Tega Sword. So, for transformation into Wild GozyuWolf, we'll spring out the wings and set it into the Tega Sword. And then we have the transformation into Wild GozyuWolf. Now, interestingly enough, while that's the way they do it in the show, you technically don't need to do that, because the way this little button works is it'll actually get pressed when you push it into the Tega Sword and automatically deploy the wings. So from there we have the standard attacking sound. Then we'll fill up the scope and activate the finished finger. Then we'll test out the Tega Sword Akatsky ring. And similarly to the Gozyuger polar ring, it works like that. Then third, we'll test out the Gozyuger ring power-up version. And to be expected, it works the same as other Gozyuger rings. Next, we'll look at the Orca Booster 50/50, which is the personal weapon of Wild GozyuWolf. Now, as the name suggests, this is physically based off an orca or killer whale. Taking a look at the body from the front, you can see it has a nice metallic crimson color with gold and gunmetal added to it. You can see the face here with little eyes and the mouth. And also this little cannon here on top of the snout. Have the body with all this nice detailing. It's got this clear yellow ring going around the body. You can see the fins here, a pair of Gozyuger symbols. You have this little kind of pull hammer here in the back, as well as the trigger and grip back here. A battery compartment here, alright, comes with batteries, and the speaker down here. You also have this little port down here, which is actually where you can store the Tega Sword Akatsky Sentai ring. You just have to take this piece and attach it into here. And that hides it right in there. Now, similarly to the Gouda Burn, this has a special power-up sound, yet no, or power-on sound, yet no power switch. So in order to get that, we either need to press the reset button, which is right here, or put in the tab and pull it back out. Let me try that again. Might not be getting under the battery quite right. And similarly to how the personal weapons were things like the were consistently pronounced in Japan as stuff like the Wolf de Caliber Go. In this case, it's pronounced the Orca Booster Go Go, but again, I just don't think that Go works with the number 50, because it's just supposed to be 5. Regardless of that, we now get to the other features. So, pulling trigger on its own gets you a standard blasting sound. Pressing and holding the trigger. We get the Orca Boost that can be used to power up previous Sentai Red Rangers. It has a pair of special attacks. First, by pulling out the hammer and then pressing the trigger. which is the standard version of the Orca Boosted Nova. Then for the other version, we can bring in the previous 5 robo rings and set them into these 5 spaces on the ring. So we've got Tega Sword red, blue, yellow, green, and black. And this is the official formation. However, I'm not fond of that one, so what I like to do it is I like to have blue and yellow here on the sides, and have green here and black here. Then for this other version, you need to pull back the hammer once more and then press and hold the trigger. This is one more time. And there's the powered up version of the Orca Boosted Nova, where you can hear the sounds of the previous Sentai rings. After that, we can combine the Orca Booster 50/50 with the Tega Sword. Now to prep the Tega Sword, actually very simple. All we need to do is take out the previous Sentai ring and fold in the hand sword. And that's ready to go. And for the Orca Booster 50, we're going to start by taking out the Sentai ring. And when you get started. Now, this has sounds that go off the minute you start the transformation, so I'm going to run you through the transformation while those go off. So the first step is going to be to take the front and back halves and pull them apart. Then take these 2 parts off the top of here and fold in this piece. Now take this, attach these 2 pieces. Using these clips, attach them to the sides down here. Then we're going to attach them to the front using the chest clips. We're going to take this piece, fold this piece up, and then use this to connect the 2 connectors on the back. I'm going to take this, fold this out, and plug in the hand. Place in the Sentai ring. Then pull the trigger on the Orca Booster 50/50. And here we have Tega Sword Akatsky. Now, most people in the West probably know the word Akatsuki from the series Naruto, but it is a proper word that means red moon literally. It can also be used to mean blood moon. So taking a look at it, you can see the head in there, and you can see that it has now become a sort of samurai-like Haori armor. You can see the new shoulder pads. You see this clear piece covering up the chest. Got armor covering the legs quite nicely. And you have this nice katana in the left hand, and it is unfortunate that it can only be held with the left hand, but that is also reflected in the show. And that's just because they really only designed it with this holding hand on the left. And then of course we still have the big ring back here, which can hold up to 5 Sentai rings. Articulation-wise, of course, it is pretty standard. We got the standard arm articulation going for it. What's interesting, though, is you notice a couple of divots here and here, which makes it so that even though it's not officially used, you can still have the wings deployed while it's as Tega Sword Akatsky, which to me is pretty interesting. So for the sounds, we still have the sound from the trigger, which limits both the chest and head. You can also stomp it to get some motion sounds. Then from the trigger in the back, pressing it shortly will get you a slashing sound. And holding it will activate the finisher attack. Which is the Akatsuki Full Moon finish. As a bonus, I also was able to get the campaign item for the Orca Booster 50/50 / this set, which is the Gozyuger Sentai Ring Tega Sword Akatsky version. So for this, you can see the word special written on it, you can see the Orca Booster 50/50 and the Tega Sword in the background, and then if we twist the ring, we get an image of Tega Sword Akatsky. And finally we can test out some Sentai rings with the Tega Jun. First, the Wild GozyuWolf Sentai ring, which just says Bright Moon, and then if we activate the finisher, we do get a proper finisher sound. Then for the Tega Sword Akatsky ring, also like the Goju Polar Sentai ring, this has the same pins as the Tega Jun Sentai ring, so it activates the Gozyuger transformation. Then instead of including the set bonus, we're going to use the campaign bonus ring, because as you'll see, they basically bring the same sound. Same pins and everything. And there we go. Overall, this is definitely a great set. However, it does come with some stipulations about recommendations. For the first part of it, I firmly believe that the Wild GozyuWolf Sentai ring doesn't do enough to justify having been sold on its own, because like I said, this is a bundle set. But really, the Wild GozyuWolf ring just does not do enough to justify being sold on its own, because it does so very little. Well, at least it has the cool little gimmicks to it. They're very small gimmicks, and it doesn't really have much within the Tega Sword, because they obviously didn't want to spoil like the name of the power-up form. So it ends up with just the power-up form, don't even get any standby music for it, and then literally a generic finished finger, which is only slightly enhanced by the whole scope gimmick. The Orca Booster 50/50, on the other hand, is well worth the price, in that you get this cool electronic weapon, which has its various attack sounds, and does have the cool gimmick of attaching Sentai rings, even if they don't technically affect the sounds. Plus you get the very nice Tega Sword Akatsky when combined with the Tega Sword. So as far as I go, what I would say is that either just buy the Orca Booster 50 or buy this set to get both, because I really think the only way to justify buying the Wild Tega Sword, or rather Wild GozyuWolf Scenting, is by buying it in a set, because it just does not do enough on its own to be justified that way. But if it's part of the set, it is definitely a welcome addition. Next time I'll be reviewing the action hero Wild GozyuWolf. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is KR50, writing off.